Wow, I always feel like I have to breathe before I start my videos. Hi, this is Julie Fast from juliefast.com and bipolarhappens.com. I'm just making a video to check in with everybody. I know a lot of you are used to me being online a lot and communicating with people, and I've been taking a break from this in order to deal with a very significant mood swing I've been going through. That was basically a culmination of some work issues I was having. One of my book projects fell through, and even though I knew why it happened, I knew that I was going to be okay, I knew that I would do the book eventually. What happens with people with bipolar disorder is that bipolar could care less about what I think, and I've been quite ill. I've been dealing with it by using my health cards and what I write about in Take Charge of Bipolar Disorder, but it's still been very rough. I've had to take a break from work and have had to up my lithium. I don't take a lot of lithium, but when I need it, I take it. I've tried a few other medications and had my typical reaction to them. So overall, it was up to me to take care of these mood swings. As you know, bipolar disorder is a triggered illness, and so that means we have to watch what's going on in our lives if we want to stay stable. But sometimes you can't prevent triggers. Sometimes you will run into people or a person who will trigger you. And that's just how it is. And that's what happened to me. I'm dealing with it, of course. But what I wanted to let you in on is how I manage my life when these really significant mood swings happen. For me, because I have bipolar disorder and a psychotic disorder, psychosis can show up, especially in the form of paranoia. It definitely did this time. I have a plan for paranoia. It's written in my health cards. I have to, because otherwise I will ruin my friendships. Paranoia tells me nobody's calling me, nobody cares, everybody's upset with me, I'll never have friends again, nobody likes me, on and on and on and on. And it's a very, very big problem. So I write it in my journal. He's not calling. Why doesn't he care about me? He just doesn't love me anymore. All of this goes in my journal. I'll talk about it with my therapist and my wonderful nurse practitioner, but that's it. I don't talk to my friends about it because I know it's illness. So step number one is realizing what your symptoms are before they happen so that you have a plan in place to manage them. If I went into this current mood swing cold, hospital, quitting, ruining friendships, absolutely. But I don't do that. I have a plan in place and I use it. For psychosis, I don't even know where this psychosis was coming from this time. All I can figure out is that I just got so stressed that I wasn't able to keep the psychosis at bay as I normally do. There are some mood swings in bipolar disorder that are not very easy to define. This is the kind of mood swing I was in. I was in and out of a restless, unhappy, life is horrible, I'm never going to succeed, I'll never write a book again, I want to die, hallucination. I would go into some fugue states, and all I did was write my way out of them. My friends and family know what's going on. I'm very open about my symptoms. And the way I look at it, before I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, my mood swings would last a couple years. Believe it or not, I had one 5-year solid depression. And overall, until I got some really good depression treatment in 2012, I had a 30-year off and on depression. So my depression is a lot better now. When it shows up, I'm like, oh, this is what it used to feel like. How did I live with this? I tend to make a lot of big changes when I'm sick, like the hair. So I have to limit that. I have to limit my spending. I have to limit what I quit. I have to limit what I start. I have to do a lot of things. This is a complicated illness. I'd like to teach you how to manage this illness. And if you're a parent or a partner, I'd like to teach you how to help your parent or your child or your partner manage this illness. But in order to do that, I have to stay well. So know that I do use what's in my books. If you're just starting out and learning more about me, I recommend Take Charge of Bipolar Disorder to get started. If you're a partner, I recommend Loving Someone with Bipolar Disorder. If you are really in the depths of depression, Get It Done When You're Depressed is a great way to start small things that let you lead your life even though you're depressed. One of the myths of depression is that you have to be finished and out of depression before you can lead your life. That's not true. I've been sick for quite a few weeks now, and I'm getting on with my life exactly as I would if I were stable. I would have, well, let me be honest there. I've had to modify things, but I'm still going out. I'm doing things. I am having fun. I'm seeing my nephew and I'm enjoying myself in many ways. But the majority of time has been a mood swing. I found that Facebook was causing a lot of this. I do not like the openness of Facebook. And when I was getting a lot of bullying comments, I simply just decided that it's not worth it to me anymore. So I'm trying to figure out how to interact with all of you on Facebook and on YouTube and wherever I'm doing my work and on my blog, while protecting myself as a person with bipolar disorder. The advice from people to say, it's the other person, don't take it personally. I'm sorry. Not taking something personally works when you're stable. When you have bipolar disorder, the ability to not take something personally is taken from you because that's one of our symptoms. Of course, we take it personally if we have bipolar disorder. So a lot of times removing ourselves from the situation really is our only option. We don't get to stay in a situation and not take it personally. That's important for the spiritual community to understand as well. I'm very active in the spiritual community, and I'm constantly surprised at how many people simply don't understand mental illness. They just don't understand it. And they'll say things to me that I don't even know what to say, guys. Sometimes they'll say things and I'm like, would you say that to somebody who had cancer or who had pneumonia or who had diabetes? It's the equivalent if I went up to a friend of mine who had diabetes and said, come on, just eat the chocolate cake. You'll be able to handle it in the future. I'm just like, well, no, I have bipolar disorder. It's one of the most serious mental illnesses in the world. So maybe step number 2 of what I'm trying to get across today, outside of know your symptoms and be ready for them, is be ready for what people will say, listen to them, say, okay, thank you for your advice, and then do what you need to do to manage your bipolar disorder. And finally, only you guys will understand the depths of a depression psychotic episode. To have thoughts of suicide all day long, even though you don't want to kill yourself. To open up your computer and start crying because you're in a panic attack. To be unable to just get on with life when you've got an enormous amount of work to do, but you can't because you're sick, is something only we will ever understand. And that's okay. We need to accept that and help each other. I am here. I am thinking of all of you. I will be back more active online eventually. I've just got to decide how to do it. Right now, as I go back into working, I will be working on my next thing that I will be working on are a set of videos for parents who have kids using cannabis, who want to manage bipolar with cannabis and are getting sick. So I'm doing a set of videos on how to talk with people about cannabis and bipolar. It's a very natural set of videos that's not anti-marijuana. For all of you who know my pot work, you know I'm not anti-marijuana at all. If I could use it, it helps so much. I can't use it. It makes me sick. So I'm working on that set of videos. So keep checking back and to find out when they'll be ready. And then I'm also going to move and start back on the Hortensia project. That's the one that fell through due to problems with the artist. So I want to just give you hope. If I can make it through this, you can make it through this. There is nothing wrong with me. There is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with my life, and there is nothing wrong with your life. But we do have bipolar disorder, and it's serious. It's very serious. It wants to kill me. It wants to control my thoughts and behaviors, and I'm not going to let that happen. So if I have to take time off in order to stay stable, I will do it. Financially, of course, it's devastating. Of course it is. But it's a lot cheaper than going to the hospital. Try my books. If my books are not for you, try the books of other people. Try programs, watch videos, but treat bipolar first. I hope you have a great day. I plan to have a great day. It's not going to be easy, but I can make it great. I'm doing most of my writing these days on my BP Hope blog. That's BP Magazine for Bipolar, so bphope.com. And also on my regular blog, bipolarhappens.com, and then just click on the blog link and you'll see my blog. I am working hard on my books. I'm working hard on my videos. It's just going to take me longer. I have bipolar. Welcome to our world.